Hey! Real moment here. The first time you hit play on the Zeppelin Pro Edition and the room opened up around you, you weren't just hearing sound, you were feeling what your music has always been capable of. This is for the kind of person who doesn't settle for good enough. You notice when bass feels thin, when vocals lack presence, when layers of a track never quite seem to breathe. You can feel the difference between background noise and sound that actually lives in your space. Before anything else, check the current price and stock. Speakers this capable with true driver depth and connectivity don't stay at stable pricing forever, and hesitation has a way of turning into "I should have grabbed it then." You knew it was time to upgrade when your old setup sounded loud but flat. Songs you loved felt familiar, but they lacked dimension. You'd convince yourself it was fine, until you realized that it wasn't enough anymore. You'd outgrown that kind of workstage, and once you do, there's no going back. The first week with this speaker feels like someone finally removed a veil from your sound. The lows have weight, the mids have presence, the highs have sparkle, and everything feels balanced without effort. Music doesn't just play, it enters the room. You'll find details you didn't even know were there, and suddenly tracks you've heard 100 times feel alive again. Whether you're unwinding after a long day, streaming a podcast with voice that feels natural instead of compressed, or throwing on a playlist that fills the space with energy, the difference isn't just loudness, it's presence. This speaker doesn't just emit sound, it paints it around you, and once you feel that level of immersion, anything less starts to feel like a compromise you shouldn't accept again. If you're considering it, don't wait for odd price swings or stock shifts. Quality like this gets noticed fast, and missing out usually turns into later regret. Maybe part of you wonders if a single unit can really deliver depth? This one does. The drivers work together like a miniature soundstage, and suddenly your room stops feeling like a box with chairs and starts feeling like a listening environment. Here's something most people don't expect at first: sound feels connected. You don't hear separate pieces, you hear music. Layered, textured, intentional. Vocals feel like they're in the room with you. Bass feels real, not just thumpy. And that presence makes you actually listen, not just have audio in the background. Owning something built like this changes how your space feels. You sit down differently. You spend more time listening. You feel proud of your setup because finally your sound matches what you imagined. Sound fills the room with depth, details you never noticed before emerge. Music feels dimensional and alive. Voice and tracks feel natural and rich. Your space finally sounds intentional. Needs room space to fully breathe. Premium experience means premium cost. Eventually, the comparison loop just stops. You stop chasing lesser options because each one feels like settling. Every time you imagine something weaker, it feels like losing the nuance you already know you want. Don't let this be one of the upgrades you delay and regret later. If you want every playback to feel immersive, rich, and real, check the price, trust that instinct that knows quality, and bring home sound that finally keeps up with how you listen.